All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online. So, last time, I believe we finished up a few areas down here in the such area. So, yeah, let's wrap up today the delves, and then maybe we'll start a public dungeon before we finish up the rest of the points of interest. But yeah, I kind of want to get all the sky shards today, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the playthrough so far. If you haven't missed or if you haven't caught up with everything, there's a link in the description to the playlist. You could watch everything in order, as this is a very story-based game. So would recommend doing that first. All right, so Fyrelight Cave is down here. Let's see.
I pray you aren't another rogue come to take... Oh, Julianus be praised. A friendly face. It seems the roads are far more dangerous than I was led to believe. We stopped to enjoy the breeze when a crazed brigand came out of nowhere and robbed us. One masked brigand and a pack of
hair,
horrid
though.
beasts she commanded. Frelgotha did everything she could to protect me, bless her heart. But the thief made off with my entire dowry. Now I haven't a napkin ring to present to my future bride. She disappeared into the nearby Fyrelight Cave. Adventurer, if you can recover my 4 dowry bundles, I promise to make it worth your while. Every scrap of silk and muddy jewel could save me from becoming the laughingstock of Skingrad. It took years to negotiate a fair dowry for the Verdullis family's eldest daughter. To come this close to a life of leisure, only for some flea-infested scoundrel to dash my dreams? Please, search Fyrelight for my dowry. I beg of you. They are a very powerful mercantile family, and any misstep could spell disaster for my marriage proposal. It's been a grueling year of negotiations between our families. Would you believe I haven't even met my bride-to-be?
Bro, what?
Absurd, I know, but it's almost more romantic. The tidal forces of commerce leaving us marooned on the shores of love. We've written each other, of course, and beneath the polite formalities, I do believe immoral nurtures a spark of love for me. That's hardly a reason not to get married. My parents built a lumber empire despite hating each other. Of course, without my dowry, none of this matters. Not to press, but even a small portion returned could save my marriage. Please, find what you
Wait,
can of my
pause.
dowry
So,
and I'll
dude
compensate
is
you
getting
handsomely.
married, never met the person before, hasn't, like, talked to the person. All right, weird, but okay. Okay, find the gem coffers. Let's do this.
What's this? Did my betrothed hire someone to retrieve his dowry? How quaint. You should be warned. My beasts don't like...
But yeah, overall, I thought this chapter is pretty solid.
Tread carefully.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. We might be doing some giveaways of some codes, and yeah, for the new Gold Road chapter. I think it'll be great.
Doesn't Grander realize the opportunity I've given him? Why try to recover his bid for my hand? Help him if you... What?
Froggo. Upstairs, right?
What use have I for collars of gold and silver? The Theriker grow restless. We have that in common. It's time we left these woods behind. I had dreams of being a great warden, you know. But return the dowry to Grander if you wish. I'm leaving.
Oh god, it's so far. Am I going the right way? Is it?
Never a dull moment.
I should get a mini-map add-on.
I'm certain Grander will wonder whether he was inadequate. He'd be right. I've tamed beasts and monsters.
Okay, so... Let's see, can we get back to the entrance? Take me back to the entrance.
No, not
I'm
like
not
this.
here to fight. My family drama put you in.
That was
danger.
probably a time save, to be
Easy
honest.
Answers if you want them. A proper introduction, then. I am Moral Verdelis, Grander's bride-to-be. You can tell him it was me. I'm certain my betrayal will make for quite the waterworks. I harbor no... It's been years since they've taken any interest in my needs. Why would I care for theirs? They've made it plainly clear I wasn't the daughter they prayed for. Too quick to fight, too tough to bend, and still they tried to force me into shape. He's one of countless pampered nobles that look at these marvelous, newly grown woods and see only a profit to be made. They have no love for its beauty, and nor do I for their greed. So forgive me for not considering what he deserves. Tell him what you will. I'm certain the scandal won't take long to spread. The Verdelis family's wild child finally making for the hills. I only wish I'd done it sooner, and that I could see my mother's face when she realizes what's happened. That's a pity. Tell Grander I have a sister, a sweet little thing eager for love, but warn him no dowry. Do it right. Court her. They need to decide for themselves, not our parents. This cave was once a sanctuary from my parents, before this wild magic twisted it into something cruel. It was my second home, filled with beasts with softer smiles than the ones that raised me. Yes, and the creatures that lived within it, driven wild and feral. I did what I could to calm them, tend to their fear. I had hoped to take them with me, to return the favor and save them from this mess. But I acted too late. I'm not sure, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell Grander's hired aide. Just know it will be far away from here, beyond the highlands and the overgrowth. Beyond even the reach of my family's wealth.
That's kind of sad, actually.
Perhaps one day we'll cross paths again.
All right, how do we tell him she don't like you, little bro? That should work.
Return in one piece. You're back, and with my dowry in tow. This is still plenty to impress the Verdelis' eldest daughter and secure her hand. I could kiss you, adventurer. Though I suppose I should save that for my bride-to-be. What's this now? Has word already spread of my ineptitude? My abject failure? Has the Verdelis family already dragged my name through the coals? Please, kind-hearted and dashing adventurer, end your silence and tell me! My immoral? What would drive her to steal her own dowry? Surely there must be some misunderstanding. These barbaric acts are far beneath her, let alone the Verdullus family name. At least it explains the warm rush I felt from her commands. Run away. I see. It's strange I find myself so hurt by someone I never met. Who am I to begrudge someone for wanting greener pastures? I hope she finds what she's looking for. I'll be fine. Mother taught us Namarset men to persevere. Well, I don't appreciate the chosen imagery. I get your meaning. Yes. Though the long road to betrothal is a lonely path, I'll gladly walk it. Thank you, traveler. You've earned this gold as well as my deep respect. I wonder what's to become of this dowry.
Ooh, one more to 2,900. Let's go.
Or perhaps I could invest it in some sort of capital venture. Father rarely loosens the purse strings.
Oh, this is like real life.
So this is the perfect time to prove myself. Yes, of course, a delightful woman. In fact, she was the one who often made the ride out to our lumber yards to collect my letters to Immoral. Are you implying that I should marry her instead? What a novel idea. I'll admit to some relief that our arranged marriage is over. I have always been a bit of a romantic, and this merger by way of marriage was less than ideal. Perhaps I will. A proper courtship. If she agrees, of course. Good news. The adventurer retrieved my dowry. We can continue on to Skingrad as planned. And I promise you both a pint of ale when we get there.
Did I just not kill the boss in here? Like, didn't even see it. All right, we're going back, boys. A detour, but we got the quest done. What in the world? Hold on. If I were a boss, where would I be? Probably here or here. I probably should have known something was up when I saw the other person there. I was like, oh, they're probably killing the boss as well. Could actually be downstairs because I saw that pit that we had to jump through, and we like remember when we had to choose going up or the other spot.
You want to die? Fine.
If I were the boss, where would I be? Probably somewhere around here. But this seems like such a narrow path for a boss arena. So it could be over there as well. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let's go over there. That was not it. But if I had to guess, this would would be a boss room. Let me see. Could also be down here. Like generally, wherever there's an open spot, could just straight up be it. But I realistically think it would be here. I just don't know the respawn timer. Let me actually go look at that. I'm just gonna Google this real quick. Yeah, apparently it is actually down here where this marker was. There's a lot of people here. Pause. We're gonna go this way. Saw the chest over there. Don't need it. Fine. They really do make these delves like the longest possible routes.
Should have been more
Hold up. That looks like a dead end. So let's go this way. And not jump down. Okay, yeah. Ooh, boss. Just got straight up 3 achievements. How many points is that? 30 points for discovering all of them, clearing all of them, and this one specifically. All right, very cool. Let's see what's next. What other quests do we have? Let's go do this one just because we already picked it up, and then might as well just finish it before starting anything new.
I will bring your murderer to justice, Father. This, I swear. You've come to the town of Ontus at an unfortunate time, traveler. I myself have only just returned. Coming home to bury one's father is never an easy thing. What other explanation is there? My father, Oberyn, was town constable. He wrote to me about investigating some suspicious deaths. Then suddenly, I get a letter telling me he had died. I requested leave from the Legion and returned as fast as I could. Not yet. First, I volunteered to replace him as constable. Then I had to make the arrangements to bury him. With multiple deaths to investigate, I need to hire a deputy. So what do you say, Traveler? Interested in the job?
I feel like I'm not the right person,
Your first
but
task
okay.
is to familiarize yourself with what's happening here. The graveyard is a good place to start. Notice the number of recent markers and the similar causes of death. Go on. We can talk again after you examine the newer grave markers. Come. Tell me your thoughts, Deputy. You examined the newest grave markers. Give me your impressions, Deputy. Indeed. My father wrote that both the ranch and the quarry were working their laborers very hard of late. But prior to this, I never heard of a fever that strikes down strong, healthy workers in the prime of their lives. They call it fatigue fever. So the town leaders would have everyone believe. My father made no mention of feeling unwell in his last letter. It was dated the same day he died. He often wrote to me about his investigations, said it helped him think through all the permutations. Just that he was baffled. He described fatigue fever as a strange illness that was killing workers, but he had a feeling there was more involved in the deaths. He suspected foul play, and so do I. All right, enough chatter. Let's get back to it. Talk to some of the townsfolk. They may be more willing to open up to a stranger than to me. You'd be surprised what ordinary folk pick up on when those in power fail to notice. My father's letter said he was planning to question Grokuk at the stone chip, ranch overseer Marak, and quarry boss Larina. Let's start where he left off and talk to them. Then, check my father's office. I haven't been able to do that yet. Just see what they have to say about recent events. The deaths of their fellow workers. My father. What they think about fatigue fever. My father must have
She's
assumed
like,
had
all right, I
something
want you to
tell
do
me.
this, but I'm gonna
We
keep
need to follow
talking
up
to
on
you.
that.
All right, so let's talk to... There's like 2 quests in this area, so I want to make sure to do the right one first.
Welcome to the Stone Ship Tavern and Gambling Den, stranger. Looking for work in Ontus? Or did you come to our fine establishment because you heard we host the best games of chance this side of the Strid? So you're Yabrin's new deputy? Good. She could use the help. I'm not sure I could come back and dive into work after losing someone as close as Yabrin was to her father. What can I tell you, deputy? Constable Albrin was a good man. Kept the peace here. Made sure the workers, both native townsfolk and recent arrivals, got along. He was a friend. I know he was concerned about the illness spreading through town. Shame it killed him. We talked all the time. As I said, we were friends. He'd sometimes inquire if there was any chatter in the stone chip he needed to worry about. But the only news I can think of is that a lot of our regulars from the quarry haven't been in a while. Not much to tell. We're a small town full of hard-working people. Most everyone is employed by the Carvane Ranch or the Raxley Quarry. Baron Carvane and Lady Raxley have always had sort of a friendly rivalry, but lately it seems less cordial.
what's a jumped-up alligator gotta do? My scales are dry enough to make a Vishkalil blush.
I think this is another quest, but it's like right there.
Says I can't afford the good stuff. Spare a coin so a self-loathing wretch can drink himself into oblivion? Let them try. You said Hook told you about this killer. He must be lonely. We agreed to split up for good after everything that happened. Now he wants us back? Our last job. The one we got sent to prison for. He didn't tell you? We got greedy after living off caravans. Hook scouts a vineyard, the Kylam estate. Says the family's traveling. A quick smash and grab, no one gets hurt. The family caught us. We made a break for it and people got hurt. Thanks for ruining what's left of my bottle. I'll take my chances here. Besides, with my tab, I'd lose my tail if I tried to run off to Skingrad. If you part with your coin for me, I'll fall. Really?
Oh my god.
All
Alright, whatever.
Well, aren't you a generous soul? I'll amble over.
Alright, basically, let's go back. Cool. Is this the right quest? I feel like... Those are some bright lights.
Despite rumors to the contrary, Carvane Ranch only hires qualified applicants. Seasoned ranch hands only. We have no time or inclination to train novices. And we especially have no need of rowdies. Perhaps you should inquire at the quarry, Ah, I see. I had an appointment to speak to her late father. Unfortunately, he succumbed to that terrible malady before that occurred. I'll tell you what I plan to tell him. No crime plagues the town of Ontus. Just a lamentable disease. Isn't that the nature of lawkeepers? To see a crime behind every event? Guilt is the source of every motivation? Baron Carvane ordered me to cooperate, as long as it didn't interfere with the business of the ranch. You really are new. The Baron owns Carvane Ranch, which feeds most of West Weald. This fatigue fever, as it has come to be known, is a burden on business, but you can't toss a disease in the dungeon. If there is nothing else, good day to you.
One more person to talk to.
Another worker out sick, and right after one of my best died in his sleep. You look strong. Interested in making some coin in the quarry, stranger? Constable Ulbrin's daughter? Look, if this is about that conversation I had with Yabrin's father, I must have been mistaken. I don't know anything about the illness, other than I've lost more quarriers lately than I can replace. Briefly, I thought I noticed something, but I was wrong. Besides, he died before we could talk more. Look, the illness is bad, but my remaining quarriers are more than making up for the workers we lost. Beyond that, I have nothing more to say. Listen, I'm just the crew boss. I hire quarriers and keep them busy. If you have questions beyond that, you need to talk to Lady Raxley. She owns the quarry and knows a lot more about what you're asking than I do. Now, I have a quarry to run.
Noted. I'm convinced I'm doing like 2 quests at the same time.
Deputy, were you able to interview the townsfolk I suggested? I wonder what my father hoped to get out of talking to them. I know this is all tied to fatigue fever. I just don't know how. What about the constable's office? Did you find anything important there? My father's notebook? It describes how productivity increased lately at both the quarry and the ranch. Interesting. And he mentions how the town healer died suddenly before she could share her findings. 2 suspicious deaths that break the pattern. That 2 healthy people, not connected to the ranch or quarry, were suddenly inflicted with fatigue fever and died faster than any other victims. My father planned to talk to Baron Carvane and Lady Raxley next. Do that, while I investigate the healer. Let's rally at the Stone Chip Tavern when you're done, Deputy.
Ooh, we're about to hear some conflict.
The Carvane Ranch does not sell to individual buyers. This is not a general store. Might I suggest the markets in Skingrad? Or perhaps you can purchase a meal at the Stone Chip Tavern. Glad to hear that young Yabrin has gotten right to work. Her father would be proud. But I am uncertain as to what I can tell you that would help advance her investigation. What exactly is she investigating, by the way? I didn't realize that sickness and illness were now the purview of the town constable. I can tell you what I know. A strange disease has befallen workers at my ranch and at Raxley's quarry. Unfortunate, but there's no crime that I can see. Is it? No matter. None of this is a concern to me, and I have no idea how to help you. I have enough to do just to keep the ranch running in these difficult times. So if there is nothing else, I'll bid you good day and good luck with your inquiries.
She's bored. Bro came out of nowhere.
You heard the Baron. We've got nothing to hide.
Bro, I will fight you. Frog tuner.
If you're looking for work, please talk to Yabrin's back? I assumed she was fighting in Citadel, or guarding the Count's precious bear. If this is about Ulbrin's suspicions, I'll tell you what I told the healer. My quarriers enjoy the rewards that come with hard work. Illness is not an issue. Did it? I don't recall any standing appointments. The constable always treated me with the respect I deserve. He never found it inconceivable that Emperor Leovic personally granted an Argonian an imperial title. Not like Baron Carvane. My business is none of your concern. We struggled in the past, and were almost forced to sell to Carvane, but we turned things around. All it took was a war, a demand for stone, and for our quarriers to work a little harder.
What happened to the old one?
Looks like you have your hands full there, chap. Clever Marcian. Thank you for this, traveler. I've been waiting a long time for this guzzard.
Oh, I think that was just collect something from a while ago.
Deputy, over here. Deputy, I have a message for you from Constable Yabrin. The constable said she found something at the healers that pointed to a possible source of fatigue fever. She asked me to let you know, and that you should meet up with her. She wants you to help her search Carvane Manor and Lady Raxley's tower. That I couldn't say. She wasn't exactly eager to share the details of her investigation in the middle of a town gambling den. But between you and me, if Carvane and Raxley aren't guilty of this, they sure as Tusk are guilty of something. Carvane Manor's south of town, on the Carvane Ranch.
Alright, let's do this. Like a private investigator, essentially. I guess it doesn't matter since we have to do both of them. Might as well just figure it out. That's a fancy manor. Ooh. Uh-oh. They're working together to cause problems for profit. That one took a while to get into. Dude, pets aggro on everything. Holy. That above.
Ah, there you are. We should investigate Zegger's blind next. Good. You
Dude,
found
this
it.
aggro radius.
This place used to be crawling with goblins. Let's see what's in here now. There's a key sitting on that desk. Take it, and see if it unlocks any of the drawers. Not for that desk? Then let's find the lock that key opens. Over there. Try the key in that desk.
It's just enemies everywhere. My pet's perma aggroed.
They're after us. And Graku. I'll go warn him. You destroy this alchemical equipment.
What am I still aggroed on?
Watch it. I won't let you destroy my life's work.
Flap. Ooh, a deck fragment.
Bragging about.
I think we just need one more, and this is from defeating delve bosses in West Weald. Okay. Alright, so now that we got the proof, destroyed all the things, can like convict them or something.
Damn. Mercenaries. Got the Constable Yabrin. They busted in right after she arrived. Mercenaries by the looks of them. I tried to help, but I'm not the fighter I used to be. They made a point of shouting so everyone could hear. Fatigue fever is your fault, you and your crooked father. I know that's not true. They want to blame her. Said they were taking her to the Ontus reservoir.
Rip. It's like we were just there. That says above. How do you get there? It's not really the way to do it, but we might be able to actually scuff our way up. This is all right, it's way above. Was that worth their time? No. Bro, where is it? It's still okay, it's below. Then when they're down here, it says it's above. Something don't add up.
Agree to sign the confession, Yabrin. My patience won't last forever.
Over here. Get me out of these bonds.
Give me that. I'll sign her damn name. In case you haven't noticed, we've got company.
The deputy. Mercenaries! Kill them and dump the elixir into the reservoir. Come, Rexley. We need to get out of here.
Deputy, you stop the mercenaries. I'll go after Carvain and Raxley.
Let's get this over with.
I never did like lawfolk.
Let's make...
That's far enough, Baron. I've got them. What happened at the reservoir, Deputy? I can't believe I allowed myself to get captured by this bunch. If my fellow legionaries hear about this... But tell me, did you stop the mercenaries from polluting the reservoir with the remaining elixir? Good. And we have enough evidence to implicate them. Not only in the deaths of Healer Navama and my father, but in the deaths of all those workers. Their alchemist created an elixir that made the workers more productive, but at a terrible cost. That's another death to lay at their feet, and all in the name of profit. They plan to destroy the town, blame it all on me, and run off with their ill-gotten gold. I'm just glad you were here to help stop them. I'll present the evidence we collected to the magistrate in Skingrad. Help determine who takes over the ranch and quarry. Ontus needs those businesses to continue, though without the danger of fatigue fever. Here's your pay, Deputy, with my thanks. I hope my father can rest easier now. I finished what he started, and brought the murderers to justice. I'll see them get whatever punishment the magistrate deems acceptable, whether life in a dungeon, or the executioner's blade. Thanks again, Deputy. That's a good question. I haven't quite decided yet. I want to stick around long enough to wrap this all up. See Carvain and Raxley face justice. Help decide the future of the ranch and quarry. Beyond that, we'll just have to see. I might have to. I'll need help rounding up the rest of the mercenaries at the ranch and the quarry. Damn it. There's a lot to do before I can figure out what's next for me. If you wander this way again, know that Ontus will always welcome you.
Cool.